Hey, it's Jay Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. This is brought to you by Grace Guidance, where we motivate you to heal, encourage you to live and love your life on purpose. You know, I hear people say loosely to me, focus on the things that matter. Well, I'm going to ask you, what are the things that matter? Like, what are the things that matter, and how do you do that? See, I will say, oh, it's family, it's this, it's that, but then what you're focusing on is not that. You have been given things to focus on the outside, and you've been doing that. You haven't been focusing on the families, the friendships, the networking of a village, something that's going to surround you and sustain you when these things disappear or when they are out of your life. Just in this time of helping my dad and being there with him, you see that nothing matters outside of the relationships and outside of yourself, where you build yourself up. It's an interesting thing when we try to understand something before it manifests, unless you see it and you really understand. And I don't think people think it can happen to them. So let me give you an example. Like, you watch a loved one deteriorate from a disease. You don't make any changes in your life. You continue to do the things that you're going to do, because I don't know if you really realize that it could happen to you, especially if it's a mother or a father. Like, hey, they got this thing, and this thing could be something that you could have because you're following the same patterns that they're following, right? Unless you've broken that, right? I know I have. My children are not exhibiting any of the things that I had when I was younger. So I'm very grateful for that. My dad said to me the other day that he didn't care about money anymore because there was nothing he could do with it, because his health was in a bad place. It's true. Time. If I can tell parents, and I do it all the time, I tell them all the time, and that's why I love on my kids, and I'm with my kids as much as I am, because I know that the relationships you build with them when they're younger, and that you continue to build with them as they grow. Now, I'm not talking about those who have, some people have gone through some things with their kids and then their kids have turned to, I don't know why that happens. But as a parent as a person who did not have their mother and their father in their lives regularly, and then my husband who had an abusive, seen abuse go on, I am telling you, the children want relationships. They don't want all these other things that we think they need to have. It just doesn't make sense to them that you're not there. Like me spending this time with my dad, like coming over here, my children are like, Ma. They're not selfish by all means, but they're used to having me there. They're used to me being close by. But right now, things have changed, and they're like, what's going on? We know he's sick, but do you really have to be away like that? I say, yeah, this is a season. I really like how my skin is looking, y'all. Fasting. But this is a season, and we're all learning from it, and this is what we're doing, and they've been okay. They come over, they spend time. When he comes over, they sit down and they watch movies with them. But that is what matters, guys. Focus on the things that matter. It's not bills. And everybody's like, how are you going to live? I heard if we all stop at one time, I'm down with it. You just need enough people to do it. It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't do, because we make the world run, right? But I want you guys to think about what matters, and it's not the material things. Really not. And then when you don't have that grasp of yourself, you're looking for, like, my dad's like, I want to crank up my car. I got to crank up my car every day. And I'm like, why? Your health, why are you worried about a car? Come get that. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about you getting well. But that's when you have a certain thing on the outside. This is what you think you're supposed to do. So, I don't know. Well, I do know. But it's really, we just have to think about those things that we really need to focus on, and not just out here feeding into someone else's agenda, because that agenda is going to be taken out if you continue to follow it. And where's your village and your help when you don't have that? This is J. Chatfield, loving yourself to life. Do something for you that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.